this question, there is a course EMBA at MII, and there are some CEOs and the CEOs of certain companies are going to take the sessions in three batches 1, 2, and 3. The information about their names and the topic they have given in the first statement. Second statement talks about that there will be 5 sessions and every subject will be taken in each session, and 5 sessions will be there for each subject. And further, each visiting faculty comes for only one session of each batch and they necessarily teach only subjects they are expert in. Further information is given to us about the batch 1, 2 and 3 and the topic that have been taken by some of the faculties. We have to fill the batch and answer the question after this one. Now, we have written the information about the expertise and the subjects they'll be taking. So we have some information about the batches. So let's start with the information. Uh, if I talk about batch 1, there are three batch: first session 1, session 3 and session 5. There is no name has been written against them. Now let's talk about one information that we can easily fill over here. Mr. Andy Grove cannot take session 3. So Andy Grove can take session 1 or 5, as fifth session is IBM, so that cannot be taken care by Andy Grove. So Andy Grove would be taking session 1. So Andy Grove would be taking subject 1. We are not sure about the subject, so we'll not fill it over here. Now let's try to fill the other information that we can fill in batch 3. In batch 3, we understand about the Kishore Bayani and Narayan Murthy. They are the two faculties, and the rest of the sessions will be two sessions will be ITS and strategic management, and the rest of the session we have to fill. Now let's talk about Mr. S.G. Pitroda. S.G. Pitroda can take ITS or S marketing, so he cannot take the fifth session over here. Mr. S.G. Pitroda is already occupied in the fourth session at batch 1, so he cannot take the session at batch 3 also. So Mr. S.G. Pitroda would be taking ITS session. So if Mr. S.G. Pitroda is taking ITS session only, Mr. K. Deshpande can take SM, that is strategic management. So this session would be taken care by K. Deshpande. So the only person that is left is Andy Grove, and as he cannot take strategic management, he has to take LFTD. So Mr. Narayan Murthy would be taking IBM, and Mr. Kishore Bayani would be taking S marketing, services marketing. So we have been able to fill this information. Now let's move further about the other information. Batch 2. Now in this, the batch 2, all the faculties names are not there, only Mr. Andy Grove's name is there. So you can take two sessions over here. One is LFTD and one is strategic marketing. So let's assume the first session but is taken care by Andy Grove is a third session in batch 2. Andy Grove has taken as LFTD. Now if Andy Grove take LFTD, then SM has to be taken care by K. Deshpande. So K. Deshpande would be taking session 2 or 4, but over here K. Deshpande is taking section at 1 and session at 5th session. So these both the sessions will be already occupied. So this is the case which is not a possible case. So we need to rephrase our assumption as Andy Grove cannot take LFTD over here. So if he is not able to take LFTD over here, this case is will rewrite, he can take the other session, that is SM. Now if he is taking strategic marketing over here, then definitely LFTD has to be taken care by Mr. Narayan Murthy. Now Narayan Murthy is busy in second session at batch 3, and ITS, SM and IBN are the batch first, third and fourth session. So he can take LFTD only in session where it is fifth session. So Narayan Murthy is taking LFTD. So again further IBM session would have been taken care by Narayan Murthy or some other person. So Mr. Kishore Bayani would be taking IBM as he's the only person who is left with this session. So Kishore Bayani will be taking the fourth session over here. Now ITS, the session, and strategic marketing would be the fourth session that we are left with. So strategic marketing, services marketing, uh, can be taken care by Kishore Bayani or Mr. S.G. Pitroda. But as Kishore Bayani is taking IBM, so S.G. Pitroda would be taking services marketing, and the last person for this turns out to be Mr. K. Deshpande for ITS session. Now we have filled the information so far up to this level. Now it's about batch 1. So the fifth session over here, IBM can be taken care by only fifth session over here can be taken care by either by Narayan Murthy or K. Bayani. But Narayan Murthy is busy in that time in batch 2, so he'll be taking this session will be taken care by only Kishore Bayani. So if Kishore Bayani is taking IBM, then LFTD would have been taken care by Narayan Murthy. So Narayan Murthy would be taking the third session over here, LFTD. So if Narayan Murthy is taking LFTD, Andy Grove would be taking strategic management, and if strategic management is taken care by Mr. Andy Grove, then Mr. K. Deshpande would be taking ITS, and further S.G. Pitroda would be taking services marketing, and that's where the table is complete. Now as the table is complete now, we can answer the question one after the other. In batch 1, SM and ITS are taught respectively by Andy Grove and Kiran Deshpande, so my option is the first option. For batch 3, IBM and SM are taught respectively by Mr. Narayan Murthy and Kiran Deshpande. In the next question, Kishore Bayani and Narayan Murthy taught which subject in batch 1? So they have taught, Kishore Bayani has taught IBM and Murthy has taught LFTD, so second option. And in the fourth, the last two lectures of batch 2 were taken by Mr. Narayan Murthy and Kishore Bayani. So this is all 4 questions that we have